Parliamentary session closed today without a compromise regarding the voting on the law of magistrates, which, in the absence of the required 84 votes, was forced to be postponed until September. The decisions by the IQC to dismiss prosecutor Nela and Judge Nela Metalla were announced today. Meanwhile, hearings were held for judges Asri Faccioli and Ardian Dvorani, with concerns being raised in both sessions. The Polish increasingly preferred a holiday in Albania. According to Instat data, in the first 6 months of the year, we have seen an increase of 7,000 Polish visitors to our country. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Monday the 23rd of July 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. All immovable properties registered on behalf of former Chief Prosecutor Adriatic Lala, estimated at approximately 1 billion lek, have been placed under preventative seizure. The decision was taken by the Serious Crimes Court following the request of the Prosecutor's Office based on the acts of competence of the Durrës Prosecution Office that registered the penal proceedings of number 65 for year 2018. The charge against the former Prosecutor General of the Republic of Albania is being investigated as abuse of office, false wealth declaration and falsifying criminal history checks. The prosecution's announcement states reasonable suspicions have been created over some properties owned by the former chief prosecutor and that such ownership may constitute a criminal offence. It has been learned that the investigation into this case was conducted in close cooperation with the Judicial Police at the Central Investigation Directorate and the Department of Criminal Police in the State Police Directorate of Tirana. According to the prosecution, the sequestered property of former Chief Prosecutor Adriatic Lala is with a market value in total amounting to 98,772,000 lek, or about 1 billion lek. The seizure of assets includes a residential apartment with a surface of 67.2 square metres located in Durrës, a block of land with an area of 4,500 square metres located in Tirana, a block of land with an area of 12,300 square metres also located in Tirana, a block of land with an area of 3,000 square metres located in Tirana, and a block of land with an area of 2,250 square metres located in Tirana. The court decision was executed by the Judicial Police from Tirana's State Police Directorate. Further investigations are ongoing regarding this proceeding. It has been learned that, so far, no request has been made by the prosecution for personal security measures to be applied for Adriatic Lala while the investigation continues. Parliament closed today's plenary session with the same atmosphere that has characterised these last months. The opposition's chairs were again empty and the lack of votes postpones the passing of the magistrates' law until September, along with the road code that also needed 84 votes to be changed. The Democratic Party boycotted the parliamentary session, though the Socialist Movement for Integration stayed only for a few minutes so that the Deputy Chair, Luan Rama, could give a speech declaring justice was in collapse and only negotiations could find a solution. We are faced with an institutional collapse. The courts will be blocked and then the law will be made by gangs and criminals who will be able to do so because of the dysfunction of the justice system and because of political support. We cannot even begin to comprehend what they can do, said Luan Rama. The chair of the Laws Commission, Ulsi Manya, in a harsh tone, strongly refused to bargain on behalf of the Socialist Party. It will be too late for the opposition because the new justice system, the new justice organs, will be set up and they will function. We need to be clearly either on the side of reform and vetting or against reform. There is no middle ground, said Ulsi Manya. According to Ulsi Manya, justice is not collapsing and changes to the magistrates' law are not urgent, even though he is one of the proposers. There is no collapse of the justice system, but a collapse of the opposition. We are impatiently waiting for the opposition to reflect on the vote for the magistrates' school, because if we do not give the vote for the magistrates' school, we will quietly wait for the new councils to be set up according to the constitution and the law, said Ulsi Manya. The chair of the Socialist Parliamentary Group, Talant Bala, different from Ulsi Manya, called it necessary to open admissions to the magistrates' school and called the opposition a hindrance to reform. We approve the amendment guaranteeing that judges and prosecutors who leave due to vetting may not perform the function of the lawyer for a certain period of time, giving the guarantee to receive an assessment from the Venice Commission. We gave a solution to the adoption of the law today so that this law, which is part of the huge package of justice reform laws, will move forward, said Talant Bala. Luan Rama used even an expression of former Prime Minister Fatos Nano to emphasise that the majority should give up from power in order to make the state. The Independent Qualification Commission has dismissed 2 more of the candidates for the High Judicial Council and the High Prosecutor's Office. Prosecutor Nela and Judge Nela Metalla were considered as unsuitable for the continuance of their duties by the Independent Qualification Commission. Also today, the High Court member Ardian Dvorani appeared before the IQC body. Dvorani was investigated on the basis of the 3 criteria. Regarding wealth verifications, the High Inspectorate of Declaration, Audit of Assets and Conflict of Interests found that the statements made by the judge were incorrect and that he has attempted to conceal wealth. There were rumours of liquid assets amounting to 9,900,000 lek, which were not submitted by Dvorani in the statements to the HIDAACI. The institution has determined these rumours to be true and that Dvorani was attempting to hide these assets. But the judge, in a clarification made to the IQC, said that this was a mistake on his part, as he now noticed that the statement was missing 4 pages. However, he said the law clearly states that it should be the HIDAACI that was responsible for seeking clarification regarding this concern, a position which he continued to hold even after leaving the hearing. The IQC also held a hearing for Judge of Tirana's Court, Astrid Faccioli, another candidate for the High Judicial Council. Faccioli stated that in 2011 he spent 3 million lek to build a property. However, according to the IQC, this amount does not match what is depicted on the bill. The judge declared an 83.8 square metre apartment in Ali Demi Street of Tirana, but there were also concerns relating to this property. There is a discrepancy over the 2006 statement, with some of the declarations having been made in old lek, as well as concerns over an amount of cash declared. As such, a representative of the International Monitoring Operation asked the judge as to what he was referring to with the terms cash and bank account, as well as intrigue as to why he has declared some amounts in old lek. In the first half of the year, Albania has seen 1.9 million foreign nationals enter. The director of Instat, Nela Ibrahimi, explained that the data shows the largest increase has come from Polish citizens, a trend that has grown steadily over the last 2 years. Compared to the same period the previous year, 7,000 more Polish nationals have entered Albania. Since last year, the number of Polish visitors to Albania has increased. We have determined that Polish visitors enjoy both coastal holidays and mountain tourism, explained Nela Ibrahimi. Between January and June, over 2,000 less Kosovars have entered Albania. According to the director, the 2 summer months are expected to see the peak of entry from Kosovo. It is usual to see the largest influx of Kosovar and other foreign citizens arriving in July and August, and this is directly related to those months being the summer holiday season, added Ibrahimi. Although there has been an increase of foreigners coming to Albania, the same is noted in regards to Albanians travelling abroad. Visits to family members and holidays are the main reasons for the travel by Albanians. For the first 6 months of the year, the number of Albanians travelling abroad sits at about 2.4 million, at an increase of 5.9% when compared to the first 6 months of 2017. For June alone, there are about 400,000 Albanians who have travelled abroad, and this number represents an increase of 7.8%. For June 2018 alone, there has been a noticeable increase in foreign arrivals, with 5,000 more entries when compared to June 2017, marking an increase of 13.3%. This increase was mainly due to the entry of Macedonian citizens, with numbers up by 58.3%, the Polish up by 16.9%, and Italians up by 5.6% when compared to June 2017. Citizens of Tirana will soon be able to travel to the capital's international airport and the city of Durrës by electric train. This promise was made by Mayor Ibrahimi at the inauguration of the steam locomotive installation at the entrance of the new boulevard. The new electric train will pass on the other side, which is the reason why we put this locomotive on this side. With these opportunities, I believe that within the next mandate, we will have the chance to experience the first voyage with the electric train without pollution from Tirana to Nantaretsa International Airport, as well as from Tirana to Durrës. We will have the opportunity to look where we were, where we are, and where we want to go in the future, said Ibrahimi. The mayor said that the new steam locomotive installation serves not just as a physical reminder. This locomotive was produced in 1951. This year coincides with the first consortium that preceded the EU, which was the Steel and Coal Union. In fact, the first steamers in Europe were to enable steel and coal trade. The agreement of 51 gave birth to what today is called the European Union, with whom we will begin negotiations with the next year. So this is also a memory not only of physical but also of politics, of humanity, as well as of the fact that it has been developed not only by science but also relations between people, which started as trade relations and today are multilateral relations in what we call the European family, added Erion Veliai. The steam locomotive installation comes as a result of cooperation between Tirana's municipality, the Ministry of Infrastructure and Energy and the Hemingway Fan Club of Albania. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.